it won't work. I don't know. So hopefully it's not too much.
Nah, you good. You good. And we live. Man. Let me get a. I'm just gonna hit the tag everybody. Stay in, you stay in. You don't stay in. Hop out. But I was tagged. Got time to be tagging a billion people today.
Sack, fumble.
Yeah, the people didn't score it.
Turnover. Andy Dalton just fumbled that jump.
Yeah, I see. Okay, Justin Jefferson out there. What up, Cheryl? Anthony, what's going on, people? How everybody doing?
Oh, we started. I ain't even know.
I just hit the button. I just hit the button, man. See Captain Kirk out there slinging it. Cliff, what's up? What's up, bro? What's up? Good morning to everybody. Good morning and all. We've been ready to go for about 15, 20 minutes, but we just been talking. Yeah, been talking, having a good old time.
Hey, Cliff, we talked about you yesterday, too.
Oh, yeah, he was with Mike.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Mike talked about you yesterday, too. He already know.
What time it is. Welcome, everybody, this morning to the SBP. We are, week 4. We got some things we're going to talk about. I think we're picking 8 games today. So, yeah, let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. So, has you been peeping this joint over there in London, man?
I'm looking at it right now, bro. It's 10-7. Minnesota's up. Turnovers on both sides, but Andy Dalton just fumbled after he got sacked. So Minnesota's got the ball in striking distance. Hopefully they get it to Justin Jefferson because I got him in the MVP spot in my FanDuel contest.
Right.
Single game joint. So that's all I really care about. For real.
Yeah, you got to start doing my boy Kirk like that, man. I started to put my man Kirk on the ground out there, man. So they got to start slinging my man Kirk around like that. He already got one TD. I need him to get up in there again for me. I don't care who catch it. I just need him to get that thing in the end zone for a lot of reasons. Fantasy purposes, not fantasy purposes, all that,
bro. Prediction purposes.
Yeah, all that. I need Kirk to go out there and handle that business, bro. Yeah, what you think about this game, man? I was tripping because I saw Jameis out there, and he was. I mean, granted, I know it's all about team and their teammates, right? But he was out there. Looks like he was talking and giving advice and giving pointers to Andy Dalton, like Andy Dalton just came in the league or something.
No, I thought the exact same thing when I saw that when they were talking. I was like, no, he talked to him like he a rookie or something. He probably like, dog, I'm better than you for real. I've been better than
young
you.
buck. They be running out of cover 2. Sometimes they may go cover 3, and that's when you got to check down. You know what I'm saying?
And he like,
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, okay, I got you. But no, what's crazy is though that we were mentioning though. I mean, we can say what we want to about Andy Dalton, but he did get Olave in the end zone for the first time this year. Like Olave was a leading receiver, but he hadn't scored a touchdown. So the Red Rifle got the young in the end zone, man.
And he's in my lineup that I mentioned earlier. So cheers to that.
It's all about lineups. Hey, in the FanDuel competition, we still had 2 joints left, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it'll still run. But
I'm pulling it up right now just to see where it's at.
What did he say?
You know, I forgot. I did all those single game joints. Mm-hmm. So I got to scroll through all those to get to the joint.
Well, I know as of this morning, there was 2 spots left in the FanDuel. So anybody watching, you might want to try to find that link if you did not get in.
There's still 2.
It's still 2 slots left, so we're sitting at 18, which I think we should still be good as far as running. But I want to get y'all money.
Right.
I need to get y'all money. It's about time for the boy to break through. How are we looking on the pick 'em? How many sheets you got?
56.
Damn.
Yeah, 56. So I guess I don't know if it's because I didn't close it out, maybe. But it's 56. So I think it's like let's see. What is it? I'm trying to do the math. I think it's 200 for first place and then 50 for second place, I believe.
Who was this here talking about they hate football? Somebody said they hate football. I missed that.
Did they? I'm in
Yeah,
the
somebody
wrong place.
said in the wrong place there. Said they hate football. They must be having a bad weekend or something, or a bad year.
How you feel about Frosted Flakes?
Hey, I had me 2 bowls myself before we came on. 2 bowls, bro.
Trying to bring them back. If you don't like football, we can talk about these Frosted Flakes because that's what's going down over here. These joints kind of
Church was
soggy.
good. Clark was good. Oh, Caesar hate. See, it was Caesar. Caesar, you need to hate football. See, Caesar out here instigating and starting stuff again. So yesterday he gonna I guess Brian tagged me in the post. I guess it was about FSU, right? Caesar gonna comment talking about that's what you get when you start talking shit. And I'm like, bro, who was that talking ish? Anybody talking no ish? Like,
Of all people.
yeah, like, come on, because you rooting for your team, you talking trash. He wants somebody to talk trash to him. He need a buddy. That's what I think Caesar is trying to recruit somebody in the group so he don't be the only one out here talking this foolishness.
Reckless.
He trying to get a partner in crime. Don, what's up, bro? He say he need that pick-up money this week. I do too.
You know what I need? I need this FanDuel money. Oh, I ain't gonna show y'all my lineup. My bad.
Yeah, you about to mess up.
I mean, nobody want my lineup for the most part anyway, but
You about to mess up. Give away the secrets out here, bro. Yeah, man. So entertaining game so far. I guess was 10-7 going into the half. So we'll see what the second half brings. But let's go ahead and talk about, man, some couple of things, man, before we get into the picks. First off, what I want to talk about is Thursday night football, which would have been otherwise a great event, was marred by, of course, the Tua situation, right? And I really don't even know really what to say about it. You know, until more and more stuff comes out. I did see where the doctor has been fired, and now the NFL is claiming that, you know, he really ain't had nothing to do with them. You know, they got to save face, right?
absolutely.
The only real issue that I have at this point, though, the only real issue I have at this point, because somebody's spamming the page anyway, is that they kept showing over and over and over again that you know what I'm saying, him going down in his hands and stuff, man. That jump was kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, I didn't really have a problem with them showing it over and over. I didn't like seeing it personally. I didn't like seeing it over and over. But I think somebody in the league said stop showing it. Like, I guess on like Instagram or Twitter or somewhere, they were like, stop showing the clip over. What they gonna show? What they gonna show us? But that is kind of rough. But the same way when people break their legs and the bones sticking out, they like to re-show them joints. Yeah. I guess because this is a neurological situation.
Yeah.
Maybe it's different. But that was rough. And then you got all the pretend doctors trying to tell you what that was and what happened and all that. I'm like, y'all funny. But hopefully Tua is okay.
Yeah.
Who gets to blame? The NFL is going to definitely shirk responsibility and try to put it on the doctor. It was an independent doctor, right? The doctor is independent of the league.
I believe so.
Yeah, so they're gonna try to put it on somebody else. It's. I mean, I blame Miami. If you want to be specific, I blame Miami. If there's blame, I blame Miami. I don't know if he was concussed a week ago. Don't know. If I had to guess, I would say yes, but I don't know. And they said he wasn't, so that's all we can really go with.
A whole lot of moms are not going to let their kids play now. That's been happening.
That's been for years.
If anybody has been paying attention to the high school football scene, and granted, a lot of us are in agreement, a lot of us are the diehard high school fans, are in agreement that things are not the same. They haven't been the same since just before we got hit with the whole COVID situation, right? It's not people not breaking their necks to go to games. But even then, it was starting to thin out the amount of interest and the amount of parents who are actually allowing their kids to play. So, you know, if that's going to, you know, lessen the amount of kids playing even more, then it's really going to be crazy, right?
Absolutely.
It's really already got a shortage of referees out here, like, so to the point where they're having to play games on Thursday nights now Thursday. We getting football out here Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays now.
I got the call a couple weeks ago. I was like, nope. Hard pass. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting, man. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with that, but hopefully 2 is good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They don't play down here in Texas. I've seen dads getting escorted out by the police. I believe it. I believe it, yo. I definitely believe that. I definitely believe that. So, but that kind of took away from the game a little bit. Otherwise, I was super excited for, and I was really trying to see what my man Tyreek was going to do against Eli Apple. And all things considered, like he meant that he was going to get that give back. Tyreek actually had a nice game.
He did.
10 for like 160 or something like that, 10 for something. He had a nice game. He just, it's just a shame that, he got overshadowed a little bit.
Dog, the one play that got me, Reek on the deep cross.
Uh-huh.
The ball was in the air. Reek had a step on the defender, but the ball would have been behind him probably if he had gone straight to the ball and kept running.
Mm-hmm.
Russ slowed down, had the defender on his back, and then bounced back out and stretched out and caught that joint. I was like, man, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, people do stuff like that, but I think maybe because of the distance it was, I don't know, something about that joint. That joint was
smooth.
Special to me.
It was smooth.
Yeah,
he's smooth. And I think it showed you a lot on that too, because we don't talk about him when we talk about route runners.
Right.
We just see the cheetah speed, right?
Yep.
But if you ever really watch him run routes, dude can run routes. Like he can, he's not always as fluid as some of the other guys, but he can definitely run a route. So
speaking of his footwork, let me point out one other thing.
What's that?
Dog, at the end of the game, when he caught the short cross, and he was trying to get to the sideline because he was trying to stop the clock. I don't know who he shook. That joint was crazy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. When they went up
and the defender jumped down because he thought he was trying. Dog, his feet were moving so fast. It was like, bah, bah, bah. And he cut. I was like, bruh, like, that's unreal. He even laughed when he went to the sideline. He was smiling when he went to the sideline. I was like, that is unreal. That's unreal.
Hey, got a message on the screen from Travis Ridley, man.
The kids need you. They don't need me, Trav. They don't need me. I'm good, bro. I don't want to referee no more. I don't want to be a ref no more at all. At all.
Interesting enough, man. Also, too, I was talking with a buddy of mine the other day, man. I know we only 4 weeks in. We were talking about surprises. Like,
right.
So far this season, through the first 4 weeks, what have been the biggest surprises? Teams, players. And when I told him, and he kind of looked at me like I was crazy, and this could all come crumbling down today, but a team that has impressed me, even though they haven't been impressive, been the Chicago Bears, right?
Man, I thought you were going to say the Dallas Cowboys. Go on.
I'm not surprised about that. We do what we do. But the Bears are 2-1. I'm not sure anybody knows that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that outside of maybe with Darian and maybe somebody else, anybody cares.
Yeah.
Right? But the Chicago Bears are 2-1. And then granted, they beat a 49ers team early in the season. Then they took a hard L. And then they won. They come back and they won again against, who was it, Houston, I believe it was. Now, granted, they've not beaten marquee teams, but we expect the Bears to be trash. And you think about the fact that there is a possibility at the end of this day, they could actually be 3-1. I mean, they're playing another team with the same record as that, which is the Giants. So I'm not saying that the Bears are going to win that game, but it's a winnable game.
Hey, Prime, who did the Giants lose to?
The dudes with the stars on the helmets. Them dudes. They look I forget the name, but they like maybe the best dressed, one of the best dressed football teams in the National Football League, and they got a whole lot of money. It'll come to me in a minute.
They got a whole lot of money.
It'll come to me in a minute.
Yeah. But Chicago, yeah. Actually, Chicago, I mean, you got to respect it. And today, One of them, well, one of them's gonna win. They play. They said Chicago plays the Giants. One of
It's
them's
the
gonna be
Giants,
3-1. Um, I don't know how much stock we can put into that, but you got to respect it in the least. You got to at least respect it. I would say, off the top of my head, I'd go. I don't think Tua is a surprise. I think the level that he's done, like he's been extra with it. But the way he's playing, I don't think it's a surprise. I said it before the season started. It's speed everywhere, dog. It's speed everywhere. Hey, Trav, I'm, Tua is me. Nobody thinks he can throw the ball down the field, right? But he got speed everywhere. So the speed is the difference because the speed creates that space. Even if he's not perfect on throws, that the speed creates that space, and somebody's going to be open. All the time. It's just the point of finding that person. So shout out to Tua, Miami, of course. Overall, even though they lost the game on Thursday night, I'm not gonna say the Eagles are surprised, but like 3-0. Like I don't know if anybody was looking at 3-0 out the gate. And today, the Eagles' opponent, Jacksonville, is a surprise for some. Defense is balling. The offense is doing okay, which is probably the surprising part. Trevor Lawrence coming into his own right now, quite possibly. So we won't have to keep an eye on Jacksonville, but that's gonna be a good game today.
Hey, Don, I didn't diss the Niners on the sneak. If you haven't noticed, as much as I'm not a Niners guy for obvious reasons,
He
I
hates
give
the
the boys
Niners.
a lot of props week in and week out. I pick them a lot. So I won't diss them. I'm just saying that they lost to Chicago. I mean, facts are facts. It
He
ain't
hates.
it ain't no
He
diss.
hates
So
them.
don't listen to sources instigating. Don't listen to sources. We ain't instigating nothing out here. I was just saying that they lost the first week. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Cuzzo, why are the Niners in prime time? This is week 4. This is at least twice. This is at least twice.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? And we expected it to be Trey Lance. So, did you have Super Bowl aspirations, Cuzzo? I'm just curious. Coming into the season, did you have Super Bowl aspirations? Just answer whenever you get a chance.
Hey, bro, I smile when I'm feeling good, and this extra caffeine and this Colombian this morning got me going, bro. That's all it is.
Zoe Saldana? Oh, that's Colombiana. My bad.
That'd have been
Note.
nice too, though. Anyway, and last thing, man, like, what's going on with the AFC West? Like, what is really going on with the AFC West? It's something we got to talk about. Now, I know you might go look at the stands. You say, what are you talking about, Prime? So you got 2-2-1 teams and a 1-2. Then you got, of course, the Raiders situation at 0-3. But they got 2-2-1 teams. But to me, it doesn't feel anywhere close to what we talked about and envisioned at the beginning of the season. And we talked about 3 teams, which it still could happen, possibly entertaining, thoughts of going to the playoffs. And the 4th team possibly knocking on the door. It just don't feel like, that division we were talking about from the beginning.
In the words of the Roots, it don't feel right. Right? It don't feel right. And after today, it could feel even worse. Well, Denver's playing the Raiders, right? Denver and the
Yeah.
Raiders play each other, so one of them has to get a W. But one of them's gonna take an L. And if it's the Raiders and they drop to 0-4, this is a bad look. Like regardless of anything else, it's just a bad look. And to think that Devontae Adams. I feel bad for the man. Do you feel bad? I feel bad. I feel bad for the man.
Man got paid. I don't feel bad for him.
Fair.
Man, that type of money, you can feel bad for me all you want.
Yeah, that's fair. Denver, like I let the world convince me that Denver was going to be good, and maybe they still would be good. But I let the world convince me that Denver was going to be good just because.
Don't blame it on the world. Take responsibility.
No. The world convinced me. Because I was looking at it like, why are we saying that Denver's going to be so good? I don't understand. Because Russell Wilson's there. I get that. But are they going to be good? And again, it's week 4, so there's still time and still gelling and all that good stuff. and he's still Russell Wilson leading the squad. But again, it don't feel right. Something ain't right in Denmark. Um, Kansas City will be fine though. We'll see. We'll see some of that today. Kansas City will be fine. Not to allude to my pick for that game, but Kansas City, I think, will be okay. I have mentioned, I don't know if my guy Liddy or Clark is still in here right now, but I've been telling Clark, who is a Kansas City fan, Reek matters. Reek not being there matters. Like, you can sell it how you want to sell it. You can say you can throw somebody else in that spot that's going to, you know, go down the field and open things up. It ain't the same. It ain't the same. Reek matters. So we shall see about Kansas City and the Chargers. Well, you know, hopefully Justin Herbert comes back healthy, or gets healthy, I should say, and doesn't get re-injured messing around on that field with those ribs on a weekly basis. And hopefully we see some Austin Eckler get busy today.
Yeah, I think we all agree that Reek matters. But I caution people, and remember, I said at the beginning that with Kansas City, there's going to definitely be maybe 2 or 3 games this year, whereas, like, dang, that's where they could have used Reek. You know, that this is the play they need. You know, and we've already seen Mahomes, because he'll get you down the field in a short period of time. But this is the play where they could miss a Tyreek. You know, I just never, you know, I don't think it's to the point, whereas I still don't believe it, whereas it just caused them to totally fall off the map. That it could result in a couple of extra losses, possibly, in a close game, as we saw last week in a game that looks like they were possibly going to dominate, but then the Colts really got their ish together and held them down. But right here, it's one of the things I wanted to talk about right here. And thanks for the comment. That's what's crazy about Denver, right? Denver is 2-1 along with the Chiefs, right?
Mm-hmm.
That defense is nasty. They've only given up, defensively, I think only the Bucs have given up less points this season. But when you flip it, what's even nastier is they've only scored 43 points, and I think only one other team in the league has scored less. So they can't score, but the defense is handling business.
They can't score, and you can't score.
Yeah, that's true. And we kind of similar in the way we're going about things, but 2-1, and still 2-1.
Oh no, I didn't mean that you on your head. I just meant their opponents. They can't score, and then their opponents can't score.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I got you. But that's what's crazy about Denver to be in this position. I think when they went and got Russell Wilson, like I said before, we were expecting a team that's, he's going to get us 25, 26, 27 points a game to go along with the defense that we know is going to be, that's young, but it's going to be good.
Right.
The offense ain't there, bro. There's big plays on offense, but that's just where it stops. They really ain't touching that end zone at the pace that a lot of people thought that they would touch that end zone, but they've been able to hang in there. Caesar put his hand over his face, as you should. 1 and 2 got blasted by Jacksonville last week.
What you say? Who got blasted?
The Chargers.
The church.
Yeah.
The
Chargers.
Chargers.
Go Chargers, go. Yeah. Yeah. They ain't going, bro. Yeah, man. They got blasted. So, I was on somebody else's show and they asked me, do you think this was more about the Chargers or about Jacksonville? I said, well, it could be about both, to be honest with you. You can look at it a number of ways that can be about both. So the Chargers got issues, bro. And then, of course, the Raiders, when after week 3, you the coach, and you already get called into the office by the owner. After week 3.
Oh, boy said, listen, the Aces just won a championship. What is this? Yeah. I don't do this anymore. The Aces just won I don't do this anymore. We're not going to be 0-3 out here in these streets making me look bad. When I got this ring, well, he don't have a ring yet, but he probably does have a ring. He probably had a special made joint immediately, had that joint ready the night they won the championship. But yeah, the Raiders in struggle. I mean, there's nothing else to say about them people.
Man, it was crazy. So could you see him in that meeting? I don't want to hear nothing about you just getting there and having to groom his team. I just hired a woman in my WNBA squad, and she won it her first year.
A woman.
I don't want to hear anything. Anything. Right this shit. And they mess around and get beat today.
They get beat today, bro. It's going down. It's going down.
What's that going to be like?
Not pretty.
We'll add Becky Hammond to the coaching staff.
I respect it.
No doubt. Becky probably do it too. Is it? I don't know how the rules are with coaches. So let's say he get fired after the game or by week 5. If you was a head coach getting fired, can you get signed by another team in the same season? That's just a clause in your contract or something. Because Belichick might need him.
You know Belichick would be like,
come on back home, son. Come on back home.
I told you. Come on back. I told you. We've done this twice now. Come on back.
You know how it is. Like, you love your kids, and no matter how many times you try to tell them something and they do the opposite of things don't go right, you're going to welcome them back in. So, you need to come and stay here. You got a shot for this to be yours. Okay, now I'm about here. You need to come back home and stay.
That's right. All I want you to do is take over the family business. That's all. Take over the family business. Just be patient.
No doubt. But that's just a crazy division. So all of them got big games this week, to be honest with you. So this is going to be real, real interesting, man.
Yep.
So let's get into it, man. Let's go on and get into it. And of course, today, the first game on the docket today is the Commanders versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Now, this is the first time in NFL history that the Commanders have played the Dallas Cowboys. Am I wrong there?
No, they played last.
First time in history. The Cowboys making history once again.
No, they played them last
year. They played the Commanders last year.
Yeah, one of the Commanders. It was Commanders last year.
I don't know, bro. I thought they had no name last year. Where did the Commanders?
They ain't got the name that they should have, but that ain't my business.
Is this the second year of Commanders?
Yeah, it was Commanders last year.
Dang. This is what happened when you start to age.
That's what happened when the team terrible. You people don't remember stuff about you.
Well, this ought to be an interesting football game.
Team sucks, stadium sucks, and the name sucks.
The comments made by Prime are not, they probably are the overall feelings of the SBP, but, for legal reasons, I'm going to say they're not.
Okay? Oh, hold on, stop. Good question that came up. It said, wasn't it the football team? Like, was it?
Yeah, I feel like it was a football team.
Okay, well, maybe it was. Okay, I stand to be corrected. Okay, it don't matter. But anyway.
See? It's him. It ain't me. It's him. Either way, one way or the other,
That's why I got my man Clark in the chat. See, he get me right. Well, go ahead.
They are not in command. The Commanders are not in command. The struggle continues. Poor Carson Wentz. I know people like Carson Wentz. It's Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz ain't got nothing to do with laying down about 9 times against the Eagles. Like, I'm not sure what you want that man to do about that. He can't block for himself. Yeah. Same struggles will be occurring today. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. I don't know how many points the Cowboys will actually muster up, but the problem will be with the Commanders' offense and trying to move the ball. It ain't going to go well. It ain't going to go well. And they're on the road to add that in there. I'm going to just tell you now, Prime, I ain't even going to hold you. Cowboys 23. Commanders 9.
Damn. People give it 9 points? You don't like Wentz a little bit better than that?
I mean, 9.
Romo?
8.
Brunel? I mean
6. 6 is my final offer.
Sanchez? Like, what are we doing here? That's man, Commanders fans, y'all can let that man disrespect. Well, I forgot he's an NFC East fan too, so I guess he can do that. Right. It's gonna be a crazy game. Cowboys. So I think they're getting Gallup back this week. They said they were getting him last week, and then before the game we found out he wasn't gonna play. That's a plus for Cooper Rush. I expect him to still be on account. because him and Noah Brown look good together. Rush and Noah Brown look good together. So we'll leave it there. Cowboys need to get out there and run the football like they did the past 2 weeks. I think between the last two games, it's about 57 rushes. Let's play the football they've been playing. They lead the league in sacks. Getting after the quarterback is going to be bad news. I love the plan that the Giants attempted with Michael Parsons last week to keep him away from the quarterback as much as they could. But D-Law still wasn't having it. If Lawrence Armstrong is healthy enough to play today, get to know that name if you don't already know it. He's coming. I think the Cowboys just make some problems, for these people. Now, I'm not going to disrespect them as much as Sauce did because it always seemed to happen in this rivalry situation where they get on the board a couple of times. So I'm going to give them that respect. And I don't know why I am, but I'm going to.
I don't know.
I'm going to trust Rush once again. 27-17, Dallas Cowboys with a victory at home. And then everybody who said the Cowboys were dead after week 1 will be quiet. And Washington Twitter and Washington Facebook will be quiet for another week. So
Prime said, you said 27-17. You get him.
Yeah, we don't. I know you're going to say we ain't been scoring no points, and I agree. All right, Cooper Rush is only thrown 2 touchdown passes. But I believe defensively, there's got to be a strip sack or something in there. Pick 6, strip sack. We get the ball in the short field because we didn't, Winston coughed it up inside the 20 or the 25-yard line. So we get a short score in there somewhere. So that provides at least 1 touchdown.
There you go. I respect it.
All right. Next up, we have, who we going to next, Source? Let's talk about these Titans and these Colts, man. Let's talk about this. And this is a game that over the years we would usually get pretty hype about, right? But both of these teams have had their struggles. Titans are coming in at 1-2, and the Colts, even though they have been struggling, they got a big win last week against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. What you see today?
I don't know what I see today, but I just saw Justin Jefferson drop this touchdown, but the ball was thrown behind him by Kirk Cousins. That's the money ball. Again, I have Justin Jefferson as my MVP in FanDuel in a single game. So forgive me. That's my focus. Tennessee and Indianapolis. I don't know what to do with either of these squads for real. Jonathan Taylor has I don't want to say he underperformed, but his numbers are not what we expect. And the same actually goes for Derrick Henry until last week.
They were using him a lot last week too. But like they was using him like the Steelers used Najee Harris. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe. I wonder if we'll see more of that today, though. Either way, both of these teams, the Colts are expected to have a top-notch defense, I think. But you still got it. Depending on how you feel about Matt Ryan, there's that. There's that. So if you're a Matt Ryan fan, you're like positive, and you're looking at what Carson Wentz the season before, and we just talked about Carson Wentz, more about Washington, but about Carson Wentz. I don't know that Matt Ryan is that much of an upgrade over Carson Wentz, but if you say it's an upgrade, I can respect that. I can respect that just for his performance in the regular season, at least over the years. I'm leaning towards Indianapolis, not by much. It could go either way, because both of these teams could come out flat as they have earlier in the season thus far in different games, in multiple games each, actually. But I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts, 23-20. I guess 23 is my number of the day.
Them Jordan numbers today. Yeah, I'm sticking with the Colts. I think they build on what they did last week. Very anxious to see what both of these running backs do to really get on track for the season. But I think I'm just going to build off their Colts, the very good Colts defense. I think that Colts defense is really good. Now, granted, I'm not saying that the Titans won't score. I think the Titans still be able to put up some points somewhere. I mean, it's out there to be had. But I'm going to go with the Colts to stay hot. I'm going to go 30-24.
Ooh.
Indianapolis.
Put them numbers up.
Yeah, we'll get some numbers in this game. moving on to something I know that you're very interested in.
Oh yeah, this must have something to do with the Carolina Panthers.
It has something to do with cats chasing birds. The Jags play your Philadelphia Eagles today, and I believe y'all got a home game today. You know y'all scared of these people. Let's be honest. Y'all scared of these people.
Scared is not the word that I would use. And the only reason you would even say that, Prime, is because the Eagles are undefeated at the moment. They're actually, if I'm not mistaken, they're the only undefeated team in the NFL. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure I'm clear-minded because I'm pretty sure Dolphins lost and then the Giants lost. Yeah, Eagles or Eagles. Anyway, Jalen Hurts, player of the month. You see it. You know what it is. AJ on one side, Devontae on the other side. We eating out here. And Jalen Hurts is making all the right decisions, whether to use his feet or whether to use his arm. The ball is being spread across the field, and I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like, Anyway, Bird putting up numbers. Jacksonville's defense is balling out. Like I said earlier, Trevor Lawrence coming into his own. I don't know. This might be the year for Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. They're definitely playing well, though. Jacksonville's definitely playing well overall.
Trevor got 5 TDs and no INTs with the last 2 games.
That's solid. Can't knock the hustle. Can't ask for much more than that. Will the Jacksonville offense be able to keep up with the Eagles offense when it comes to putting points on the board? That is going to be the question of the day. I'm going to go with a no. It's going to be a good game, though. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think that the Eagles will come out on top. I think the offense will put up the numbers necessary, and the Eagles get the dub. But you had 30 last game, so I'll go 30-21. 9-point dub.
Are you talking about can they keep up with you? These people have scored but 62 points over the last 2 weeks too, and that's Jacksonville, or should I say Actionville? Now the boys doing their thing, man. James Robinson is out here. Look, everybody thought ATN was going to take the job from this dude because he's fresh. 2 weeks come off an injury. You ever seen that meme with your boy? Was it Bateman? What the F you are? Now that's what I think. You're not taking my job. That's what I see every time I see this. James Robinson out here balling people.
I thought you was gonna say Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend.
FUR. That's not. I'm not spelling FUR. The FUR. So y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, man. So y'all ain't taking my job, bro. I'm out here balling, doing my thing. And we were talking earlier about surprises. We didn't really mention players. We're talking about team. Surprise player for me been Christian Kirk, bro. Christian Kirk been out here balling and touched the end zone 3 times. And also with Christian Kirk is what I like about it is they're using them mid-range and deep. And that's saying a lot because a lot of the times these guys are getting away from these teams and they're going to other squads to play like these mid-tier receivers, and they kind of disappear. Look at Galladay, right? People was talking about you gave Christian Kirk that look, and he's producing so far. Trevor Lawrence's favorite target. And that defense is nasty too. But I feel like when the day is over with, there will be no undefeated teams in the National Football League today. I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence and them. 36. No, I'm joking. Lawrence going to beat y'all today 28-24.
28-24. 28.
Actionville. It's going to be rainy out there too, though. We got to watch. That's a 99% chance of rain out in Philly, man. So, you go to the ranking. I know y'all got some running backs. They got running backs too.
99% of the ball raining down behind the defense into the hands of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
Nasty combo right there. That is crazy. Somebody say 21-24 Jags. It'll be very interesting. Let's move on to maybe, and I say maybe, the most exciting game of the day, or at least we anticipate, right? That will be the Bills and the Ravens. And I just realized, too, that this game is in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Now, nobody called me this week and asked me if I wanted to go.
Oh,
But I saw this morning. I was like, darn, if I had known and paid attention, I might have want to roll up there. Got somebody to ride with me. I would love to see this game in person. Bro.
yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Of course, you got two of the best quarterbacks in the game on the field, which is the special part. Did you look at the? Do you look at the single game contest at all?
The single,
This is not a
I do.
this is not a FanDuel show, but today it is.
Yeah,
Do you?
I peep it.
Yeah, this is the only game that I've seen in a while where both quarterbacks are 17,000 on FanDuel in a single game. That's crazy.
Woo!
That means you got to take, if you want to get both of them, you got to take a shot in the dark with somebody that don't even play and hope they score a touchdown just to get the two kickers. Just to get the two kickers. Look at the
That's
numbers.
crazy.
Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. Responsible for a lot of scores, and together, let's see, they're responsible for 10, 20, 22 scores and 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm trying to see some points today. Although, I don't know, Brian. Like, are you leaning more to a Baltimore Miami look or Miami Baltimore type game, or more of a what was it, Kansas City at the beginning, Kansas City and the Chargers type game?
I don't know. I would probably say the Miami situation. But this is what's so crazy about this is we've seen Buffalo just straight blow the brakes off people. Then we've seen Buffalo dominate as they did last week in the statistical categories and still lose by 2 points. And then the Ravens, we've seen the Ravens win some close, ugly games over the year, even with Lamar at the helm. But we're seeing this year these people can put up points too. They lead the league in touchdowns. They're 13 overall, right? They lead the league in touchdowns. So I mean, it's crazy. It's like this thing is just crazy. I don't know what we're gonna see. I mentioned last week though, I do like the way Lamar is using these receivers all of a sudden. You know, it's not just Mark Andrews. Even though we saw Mark Andrews, we see what he can do. He can still put it on you, still kicking your behind, hit you for 2 scores real quick. But this game is going to be straight crazy. The one thing I will say though, Lamar, what was it last week? 4 TDs, over 100 yards rushing. Do you understand that Buffalo has allowed a combined 20 yards rushing to quarterbacks so far through the first 3 weeks?
It could be the gift and the curse today, because if the eyes are on Lamar a little more than necessary, or a little more than should be, they're over the top. Like we see Lamar hit Bateman, Andrews, as you mentioned, Duvernay, uh, Jimmy Smith, Kenny McCardell. No, Anquan Bolden. Yeah, he hit a little bit of everybody down the field. So I'm gonna tell you now, Prime. I got the Baltimore Ravens getting the dub in this one. I'm not sure that I had the idea early in the season that I'd pick against Buffalo more than one time during the season, but I'm going with the Ravens here. I think overall Buffalo is a better team, but I think the Ravens get by today 34-31.
Mm. I hope this one really lives up to the billing, man. I really hope it does. I'm gonna stick with the Bills, man. I just think what happened to him last week. You're gonna take that personal, take that real personal. Not that I don't think that Lamar is not taking stuff personal too. You know what I'm saying? You know how they are. Um, they're so stingy. They got short arms, deep pockets over there in Baltimore. You feel me? And they ain't paying this man the way they're supposed to. And he's out here living up to the fact that he should get paid. But I think I'm gonna stick with Buffalo in this one, even with all those injuries and stuff they've had in the secondary. And I'm gonna roll 30-24.
Ooh,
I'm
okay,
gonna go with Buffalo in this one.
okay.
All right. Let's see who we got up next. Next up on the docket, we have a game that could be a dud. It might be entertaining, but we'll go with the Cardinals and the Panthers going to play each other today. And it's 2 teams that's been crazy, man. The Panthers beat the Saints last week. The Cards took an L from the Rams. But I just don't really know how I see this game, man. Like, I thought Baker would be a little bit better than he has been. I mean, he hasn't been bad. He had played an okay game last week. But they got a lot of questions. We don't know if McCaffrey's going to play. Offense hasn't quite opened up yet. And then the Cardinals. Cardinals come out of a game where they only scored 12 points after that crazy game they had the week before. I just don't know what to expect from this one.
Right. Yeah. Cardinals are a little untrustworthy at this point, inconsistent on the offensive end. But shout out to Greg Dortch. 804's own Greg Dortch, Highland Springs High School, Wake Forest. Greg Dortch is, in reality, that dude's like 5'6", 5'7", at best. At best. I don't know how much he weighs, but it ain't a lot. He's a little guy. And he's out here getting double-digit opportunities in this Arizona offense when he started out on the practice squad this season. He started on the practice squad. So shout out to him for making the most of the opportunity every time he gets one. And I'm surprised. I'm not sure that I knew that you thought that we would see more from Baker Mayfield. Did you say that before the season?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah, DJ Moore, Bobby Anderson. I thought we would see a little bit more than what we've seen from him. But the little bit I've watched Baker, I'm not sure it's all Baker. I think I also may have had a little bit more faith in Matt Rule too. And looking at some of the plays and stuff that are being called, and especially in some of the situations they're in, I don't know, man. I thought he would be a good fit for the NFL. Now I'm really questioning that.
Matt Rule?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Somebody else whose job it might be on the line. Y'all just keep it in the back of y'all mind.
I'm gonna go ahead and rock with the little guys. You know, Kyler Murray and Greg Dortch. The little guys to get the dub today. And I'm gonna go ahead and let them go out with a bang. I'm gonna let them go out with a bang. Big expectations. 33-21 Arizona.
And something to add, and then I think in this game, to look at the Cardinals, shocking to me. The Grant, I know he got nicked up like he does every year, but Connor only has one touchdown.
Yeah.
And this guy, he had 18, I believe, last year. Christian McCaffrey, one touchdown. So that's just kind of shocking to me. I thought I'd see a little bit more from both of those. Now, I'm going to talk about, you talking about comparisons or similarities, right? Kyler Murray, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's what Baker's numbers are.
4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
3 touchdowns, 1 interception. So big game for both teams. So I just don't really know how to call it, but I'm going to stick with the Cardinals 24-23.
24-23.
All right. And good news for the Colts. I see that Shaquille Leonard's going to make his debut today too. So that's going to be a problem. And adding to a defense is already pretty good in my opinion.
Right.
All right. We kind of touched on this earlier. You got the Broncos and the Raiders playing each other today. 2 teams definitely going in the opposite directions, man. But you talked about Devontae Adams earlier this year, right? The one thing Devontae can say, if nothing else, they ain't winning, but he scored a touchdown in all 3 games. So that connection is definitely there. Raiders just got way bigger problems than that, man. But it's still a very interesting game, man. It's an AFC West matchup.
It's interesting that I feel like I've seen multiple analysts talking about how Devontae is not getting enough opportunities. I'm like, I think he's had double-digit targets in two to three games, if I'm not mistaken. I know he's had one of them. I think it was 2 of them. So I'm not sure what they're talking about. I think they kind of nitpick a couple of plays where Adams was open, which, let's be honest, he's always open. Like that's just what it is. That's what we've seen from Green Bay to now. There's nothing new. He's always open. But you can't focus on one man at all times. Like, and we get that. However, if there was ever a time to be like, you know what? I'm going to my guy all day, every day. It's today. because sitting at 0-3, you got to put all the guns out there, right? The guns might not be blazing, but if you got one of the best receivers in the game, and you have no dubs, I feel like the ball is going to get into his hands a lot today. Now, as you mentioned, Denver's defense is a problem, and
Official.
that is where the problem lies for the Raiders today. The Raiders at the crib, though, right? Raiders at the crib.
Today, you got to, yep,
The
they're
Raiders
getting
at the
the black
crib.
hole.
I don't expect much from the Denver offense. I'm kind of tempered expectations. And you know what, Brian? Probably on my sheet, I probably picked Denver. But in this moment right now, I'm not gonna do that to Tim Thunder. I'm not gonna do that to Cliff. I ain't gonna do that to my Raiders guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and say the Raiders get off the snide and get the dub over the Broncos, 19-17.
Interesting. 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 Yeah, man. It's we're taking bets in the group today, man. What side you on? That we'll see Josh McDaniels being escorted off the sideline out of the stadium when this one is over. Right. So yeah, come to the group page and we're gonna take bets on that. But no, it's gonna be an interesting game today, man. I did mention like Denver is one of 4 teams that hadn't allowed 20 points in the game this season. Operation Lockdown. Shout out to you on your live the other night with the boot camp click. Yeah, but yeah, I don't see them doing it again today. So giving it up 20 today. So I'm saying the Broncos get 20 and they win it 20-17.
There it is.
And they'll be the most unimpressive 3-1 team out there or close to it. If the Bears win today, then they'll be in the mix with them as well. But that's gonna be crazy. 0-4 for the Raiders. Next up, we're gonna jump to this Sunday night joint, man. You know what time it is. You know what time it is tonight.
What time?
We got the Chiefs and the Bucks. We got a rematch of the Super Bowl from a couple of seasons ago. And they made it a night game, as they should. So Sunday night is gonna be lit, man. You ready for this one?
I just can't wait for Sunday night. Who was that? Who was that? Carrie Underwood, somebody?
She still singing?
I have no idea. I never watched the pregame. I don't know. But yeah, this will be fun. Tampa Bay looking a little sluggish. Tampa Bay looking a little sluggish. Little, as they should. I mean, where my receivers at? Where my receivers at? They all on the bench, dog. Everybody hurt. Everybody hurt. Julio, Godwin, Evans. Well, Evans wasn't hurt. He just out here fighting. But he hurt his team.
That's
How
what
about
he
that?
do.
That's what I do. I fight. Yeah. So tonight should be interesting. We got the rematch, like you mentioned, from a couple seasons ago. Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady. At that time, if I remember correctly, I predicted a beatdown of the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. It was a shocker. I don't know if I said beatdown. That might be a little strong. But I definitely picked Tampa Bay to win that Super Bowl and to that defense to get after Mahomes. As much as I've talked about the need for Tyreek Hill and that offense and um, seeing the difference without Reek out there on the field, I still feel like Kansas City has enough to get through this one. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. And do you know how many targets, how many people caught passes last week for Kansas City? Because we said it was 9 the first week,
Man, the
9 the
first
second
2
week.
weeks. I don't have number for last week.
Uh-oh.
They lost, but yeah, I don't have the numbers for last week and how the distribution went. But it's gonna be interesting, man. This is gonna be an interesting game. Both teams, it's gonna be interesting. Both teams coming off of L's from last week. I predicted one of them. I figured that Green Bay was going to beat Tampa Bay, all things considered, with all the weapons they were missing. So it's a chance for Tom to try to get that offense going. He's getting some of those weapons back today. But the Chiefs are usually pretty good off of losses too, Doug. They're usually pretty good off of losses. So I just don't know. The one thing I will say is that, I was kind of looking at the Chiefs defense, and I thought that would be a problem for them this year. They actually been pretty darn good, all things considered, man, especially with their youth in that back end.
Right.
So I expect them still to give Tom some problems, just like that Bucks D, who is legit, is going to definitely give Mahomes some problems, right? But I think today is at least the first time this season that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers give up more than 20 points, right? And that's why I'm rolling with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs win this game 27-24. I expect it to be highly competitive. I expect it to come down to maybe a costly turnover at the wrong time. Hopefully nothing like crazy like a pass interference, anything like that, but, on a deep ball. But, yeah, I'm going to roll with the Chiefs, man. Mahomes might be 0-2 in the playoffs against Tom Brady, but he's 2-1 in the regular season overall. So I got him going 3-1.
To think one of these squads will have a 2-game losing streak by the end of the night. Unless there's a tie. But,
And then,
anyway.
Then the super overreactions coming.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You said 27-24. I actually have it 26-24. Kansas City as well. It's hard to pick against Tom Brady, as you have 2 weeks in a row. But I'm with you on this.
Ain't no hate. It's all love.
Is it, though?
Yeah. If it isn't love, why must I feel this way?
Fair.
Okay.
That's fair. Yeah. New Edition fans, you get it. Anyway, 26-24, Kansas City with the dub.
Yeah, so very interesting game. Sunday night. Thank you.
Dang,
people have been complaining about some of these games, but this one, Memphis Sunday night.
You out here referencing New Edition while picking against New England. That ain't right. Boston is confused right now.
Hey, it's all good. I told you. Tampa's always been one of my Madden teams, man. I got love for them. Been that way for years.
Mm-hmm.
But Chiefs was one of my Tecmo Bowl teams. So let's go back a little further than that, huh? But it's gonna be a good game, man. I cannot wait for tonight. And then that leads us to the final game that we have, which will be tomorrow night, bro. Tomorrow night, we have the Rams and the 49ers set to do business, right? And this is going to be interesting, especially since Don's where I was been hating on his boys. He seems to forget I picked the 49ers right much when we have these picks. Not that I want to, but I just try to be real about it. But yeah, a lot of 49er fans throughout a lot of the groups that I'm in and I visit are not real happy with Jimmy G. And I'm trying to figure out why. Like, granted, he hasn't, come back and is totally lit it up. But the man 31 or 50 passing. Maybe one touchdown. But Jimmy G's all right, he's gonna be okay. But he got a tough one to deal with tomorrow night, bro.
Definitely a tough one. The Heat will be coming. Will be a lot of pressure in that backfield from the Rams defensive line. Jimmy G. Well, you got to think of it, Prime. Like they just replaced Jimmy G a couple months ago with Lance.
That man dirty.
They thought that man was going to be out of here. Then they turn around and he's back in the starting lineup. They just confused. They're confused. Might be a loss of faith, although they never had faith in him. If we go back to last season and the Super Bowl season, they never really had faith in the man. Let's keep it a buck. 18 for 29 last week, 211 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Pedestrian numbers, but they are Jimmy G numbers. The difference is the running game ain't the same. Maybe that's where the problem falls.
It just ain't the same.
And you're down to Jeff Wilson, after you've had 3. Is it Josh? Dang.
That's Jeff Wilson.
Oh, after you've had three running backs for the last couple seasons, um, you're in the struggle right now, and Debo got to carry the load for real, for real. So it's tough sledding because of and the rest of the 49er faithful.
Indeed, indeed. All right. So, what's your score?
26 17, 26-20, actually, 26-20. The Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, I got the Rams winning 31-23. I like what we saw last week. Well, actually, the last couple of weeks of them actually, distributing the ball a little bit more to other people, giving Cam Akers that shine, even though Henderson's still looking good. I just like what they're doing, man. I just like what they're doing. 49ers, I think, will be okay, but they're going to still have to figure out a few things. So, yeah, Rams 31-23 on Monday Night Football.
Oh, and Cooper Cup is going to go off. He's going to go off. I'm telling you now. Write it down. Take a picture.
Indeed. So, a couple of quick hitters then, right here, my man. And what we're going to do is 2-minute offense. So, 3 quick questions for you. First of all, more passing yards today, Brady or Mahomes?
Definitely Patrick Mahomes with more passing yards today. He's going to sling the ball around the field. Like I said, he had 9 different receivers in the first 2 games each. So, yeah, more passing yards, Patrick Mahomes. Plus, Tom Brady, I mean, he can be Brady's going to be at the 220 range, 220, 230 range. And Mahomes, we'll see how many yards he throws for, but Mahomes on top.
More rushing yards, Jonathan Taylor or King Henry?
That's a great question right there. That's a great question. I'm going to go with Derrick Henry based on his last performance and really not seeing any type of breakout performance from Jonathan Taylor this season. I don't know if defenses are playing him that different, but Matt Ryan at the helm, I don't know what it is, to be honest. I have no idea what it is. But, yeah, King Henry for the win, as far as rushing yards anyway.
Yeah, so I got Mahomes in the first one. I'm going with Taylor for the second one. Here's a good one for you. More passing touchdowns today, Cooper Rush or Carson Wentz?
Well, being that the Washington offense may not score a touchdown, on the other hand, the Dallas offense may not. No, Dallas will at least score a touchdown. Like there'll be a touchdown. Whether it's rushing or passing, Dallas is going to score a touchdown. So I think the opportunity is there for Cooper Rush to throw not 1, but 2 touchdown passes today. 2 touchdown passes today. I know I'm taking it to the extreme. I know. Prime doesn't like when I talk positive about the Cowboys. But yes, Cooper Rush, 2 touchdown passes today. 2.
Nah, look, because I know deep down inside, you know that blue and silver looks better than that green and silver. So deep down inside, I know that you probably really like the Cowboys. You just will never admit it on TV.
It looked better in the dumpster or in the trash can.
We can't all look as good in our uniforms as you know what I'm saying. We can't all look that good, bro. So it's okay though. You guys will be okay. All right. Yeah, this is a tough one for me because I did actually say that I believe that the Washington could score a couple of times in this game. It just happens when these two play. No matter how good the Dallas defense is, we saw a couple of years ago. What was it last year? Well, anyway, the Cowboys were dominating the Washington team, only to get in the fourth quarter. And Washington had a chance. You said there's a chance? Yeah, they had a chance in that game. So, and then with Cooper Rush, I just don't know because even though I think he could throw a touchdown or 2, Cowboys get down there deep and hand that thing off to Zeke or somebody, So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Hand it off to who?
To Zeke.
Who is Zeke? Isaiah Thomas?
21, baby. Time we're gonna feed him. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm gonna trust your wisdom, and I'm gonna say Cooper Rush is gonna throw more touchdown, maybe by 1. I don't know. I don't know. This is going to be very, very interesting.
Prime,
What's that?
did you know that Ezekiel Elliott has one touchdown in the season?
I do.
Okay, I just want to throw that out there. I just want to say it.
I do. I do. That'll change soon enough. My biggest fear is that when they're doing all this rushing the football now, what looks good, they'll mess around and get Dak back in a week or two and go back and want this man to add out 45 times a game. But that's our problem. But anyway,
My wife liked that one. My wife liked that one. That Ezekiel Elliott one touchdown. She appreciated
I
that.
bet she does. No doubt, no doubt. So I don't know. I think Zeke gets in the end zone today, though. Hopefully, he get in there a lot. I hope. At least 2 times. That made me feel a lot better. That's it for the picks, man. That's all I got. Anything that you want to add? Anything you're looking forward to today? Football, non-football, whatever.
Just for those who don't know, the last 2 Sundays, I've gone live on TikTok during the 1 o'clock games. At least part of the 1 o'clock games. Just a little musical and a little conversation talking about the games. I'll be watching the games on NFL Red Zone, so I stay in tune with the action. Feel free to join me if I do so today. It all depends on what the wife has going on. I can't make these decisions on my own. I got to make sure that everybody's in agreement with said plan. Also, tomorrow I will be doing. I haven't decided on who. I'm gonna do a bootleg versus tomorrow, so it'll be bootleg versus 22 back on TikTok, 5:30 Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. I don't know who it's gonna be. Last time I did was like you mentioned, Boot Camp Click versus Death Squad. That was dope. Had a good time with that. That was last Tuesday. Then on Wednesday we did Wu Tang Wednesday, 2 hours of Wu Tang straight. Now, of course, that was crazy because it's Wu Tang. Like you can't go wrong with that. So this week on Monday, bootleg versus 22, and then on Tuesday by request, Tribe Tuesday. So 2 hours of Tribe, approximately 2 hours of Tribe. Same time, approximately 5:30 p.m. Eastern on both days. Feel free to join me at Source of Course on TikTok.
Joints be fired too. Y'all get up, my guy. You did the boot camp the other day. I was already hyped. And it's crazy. It's almost like I could predict what you was going to play. I was actually about to get off of work and I was listening to it. And in my head, I was just like, I'm not sure anymore. Darren, like literally 5-6 seconds later, you started playing. I'm sitting there like, this is crazy. And then we played my other joint, that Hurricanes to Rain.
Yeah.
I said, bro.
I saw you in the
my
comments
mind,
on
I was
joint.
like, I was like, you know what? If he played Hurricanes to Rain, literally after I said it to myself, you play. I'm saying, this is crazy. Those are my joints right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fire, man. Y'all check my guy if y'all into hip hop, man. Them bootleg verses be popping. They got the Tribe joint coming. It's gonna be crazy.
Yes, sir.
And I don't have nothing for y'all. I'm just me. I just do what I do when I do it. Whenever tomorrow, a year and a half from now, I don't know. I just gotta get the inspiration. You feel me? So it is what it is.
Prime got a life. He got stuff to do.
Yeah. If you're watching this or view this on YouTube, join the Sports Bar Podcast, the SBP, on Facebook. Please come on through. We talk sports, hip hop, television, movies. We drink a little beer, eat chicken wings. We play fantasy sports, FanDuel. We do all that. And we have some overall good, respectful discussions on the page. So that is the Sports Bar Podcast at SBP. Come on over to Facebook. And we stream this live on Facebook, YouTube, and there may be another platform coming in the near future. But we shall see. We shall see. We'll get there.
Man, you see the New Orleans Saints just took the lead in this thing?
Yep, I do. I thought this was going to be an entertaining game. I really thought it was going to be entertaining, even with the red rifle back there. That man said, "Yeah, I think you forgot. You forgot about me. Don't let last year fool you. I can still throw this thing a little bit.
Let them know.
Even with limited weapons.
Even with limited weapons.
So I'm gonna need Kirk to come through and save him in that last minute, like he did last week. Yeah, people don't talk about that. Kirk hitting who was it? KJ Osborne. He hit somebody late last week.
Yeah.
Osborne. Kirk, let's get it together, man. I don't care who. Let's get it together. I need you, bro. Especially in one league, I'm waiting for Dak to come back. I need you.
Me too. I need Dalvin Cook or Justin Jefferson to do something because I see an L in my future in this FanDuel contest. It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
No doubt. All right, we're going to get up out here, y'all. We're going to catch y'all on the next one. I don't know what it's going to be, but just stay tuned. It'll be what it is. We might get to y'all before next Sunday. We might not. We'll see. But we appreciate y'all until always and forever. I say always and forever. No, always and forever, the SBP. That's what it is. Peace.
I thought you was going to sing.
I ain't got it like that, bro. What about